They are laughing at us.
All right, name one good export from the UK.
We've got a few.
Wensleydale.
Clothing, fashion,
Stilton.
food and famous directors.
That's it. Cheese.
Even cars. Well, not this car because it's Jaguar, so that was British, but not anymore. Movies and villains.
You ever noticed how in Hollywood movies all the villains are played by Brits?
They say Brits play the best villains.
See Lord Vader?
But what makes a great villain?
That's a great question. This guy makes a good villain. And we're going to look at how Australia's looking at us, but also how this idiot managed to absolutely nail us and our farming community due to his deal with Australia and Brexit. Let's have a listen to what the Australians are saying. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe.
Free trade agreement with the UK. Some British products will become cheaper. Exciting news. I just wonder, what does Britain actually have to offer us? I mean, there's beautiful MGs. If we can imagine the top-down Matty riding. Here we are. This is you riding to the Callide power station earlier this morning with the top down. Your hair blowing freely in the wind. Oh, hang on. The MG's owned by a Chinese company.
Yeah, that's right. That's
so
true.
what else do they have? There's black pudding, Cumberland sausages. That's about it.
That's the only things that come to his mind about British produce. And we've got a trade deal with these guys. And it's an awful trade deal. And it does link into food. And we'll talk about that shortly.
Carlos, there's a Spice Girls CDs.
The only thing that can come to their mind is something from 2 decades ago.
A nice cup of English breakfast tea. Don't be so hard on the Brits.
All right, name one good export from the UK, Matty.
It's hard, isn't it? I suppose. The peas pies. I don't know. Yeah, it's very hard. But this is about what we sell to them, Carl. It's a good thing for us. Good thing for us because
it's very good for Australia, and it's because of this man who we're going to go into detail because it's been released over the weekend. What he'd actually done in a trade deal with Australia that has absolutely knackered our farmers.
we get to sell more beef, and that's great for everybody in Australia.
All right.
And to give you a heads up, just wait until you hear John Oliver's prediction about Boris Johnson. Politico recently wrote an article on how Boris Johnson sold out Britain's farmers over dinner with the Australian PM. Yes, this idiot gave up British farming over a 3-hour dinner. What the Australians wanted to do was sell these beautiful creatures. And to make the most profit, they wanted to be able to say that they're selling at the weight of the steak instead of the entire cow, essentially allowing them to import more into the UK. Which, because Australia is able to produce more and they're able to inject hormones into their cattle, means that they can sell more at a cheaper price and therefore undercut British farmers. The Australians were over the moon with the deal, and in fact this is what one of the Australian negotiators had to say.
Your boss has already conceded the whole kingdom.
It only took Boris 3 hours to concede on the deal, and as soon as he did, the Australian negotiator went straight to the bathroom, handed the notes to the aide, who then sent the notes to the Australian embassy in London, and they got the document printed out inside 10 Downing Street. And it was left to this lettuce to fix the deal. So what does it have to do with John Oliver? Have a listen to this prediction.
Johnson cannot get what he wants or has promised here. And his only hope of avoiding complete catastrophe is through focus, discipline and detail. But those are 3 Achilles heels of his. I'll show you. One of his great plans for mitigating the potentially catastrophic effects of a no-deal Brexit is to suggest that if the UK misses that October deadline, it could simply trade freely with the EU under Article 24, paragraph 5b of this existing trade agreement. But, and you do not need to know the details of this, the very next paragraph, 5c, makes it clear that that is simply not possible. And just watch as a journalist who actually understood that challenged Johnson on it.
You talk about Article 5b. In
paragraph 5.
24.
Article 24. Get the detail right.
5,
Get the detail right, Andrew. It's Article 24, paragraph 5b.
And how would you handle paragraph 5c?
I would confide entirely in paragraph 5b, because that is...
So how would you get round what's in 5c?
I would confide entirely in paragraph 5b, which is
Do you know what's
enough
in 5C?
for our purposes. No.
Oh, for fuck's sake! That no was delivered with the confidence of a man who doesn't know what he's talking about, but thinks it doesn't matter. It's a no that says, yeah, I'm full of shit, so what? Just walk a few feet behind me and clean it up with a shovel. But that lack of attention to detail for a process that has the potential to impact millions of people is really alarming, and there is no reason for much hope here. because all of the skills that has helped Johnson to become Prime Minister will not paper over all of the deficits that are going to make him terrible at that job.
Not gonna lie, that is quite an achievement for anyone to predict that level of incompetence to come out of Boris, and it only took about a year. It's amazing to see how far the fruit has fallen from the Brexit promises that were made. And with farmers suffering in different areas, unable to get labour, as well as having to reduce fruit production and general food production, it's concerning to see that the UK farming industry has been left to hang. As ever, thank you to my Patreon and YouTube supporters. You keep this channel going and growing. If you'd like to help out the channel, you can always use my Patreon link, which is in the description. Otherwise, just click the like and subscribe button. It's free and it allows me to produce more of these videos. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.